All right, we are back. Week 5 NFL picks. Just like old times, just me and Preston tonight. Go ahead and say what's up, man.
What's up, y'all? Oh wait, give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Oh gosh, what a perfect timing to just leave the premises as I'm starting the video. You love to see it. But
Since it's just the boys,
oh,
I have to crack the whole one for the boys, baby.
heck
I got
yeah,
my
baby.
book right here. Hell yeah, let's get this rolling.
All right, Preston's got a beard and everything. Shoot, well, I'm gonna go grab me one too. I don't think we have any though, low key. All right, so after 4 weeks, Eric just pulled away in first place. Pulled away as in 2 games. Gledhill didn't have a really good week, 6-9. Fortunately, he's not here tonight. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight, so I can't get on his head for it. But Eric, we all did pretty similar. There was Eric. What's that? Did you say something?
Horrible.
Horrible. 8-7 for Eric. He's in first place ahead of 2 games by Gledhill, who went 6-9 this week. Gledhill's a game ahead of Taylor, 6-9 this week. Gage and Kate are still tied for 4th, 8-7 this week. I am 6th, 8-7 this week. Kyle right behind me, 1 game, 8-7. Preston, 1 game behind him, 8-7. And then Joel with the worst week of them all, unfortunately, 4-11. Oh God, he had a.
Behind is he for me.
What's that?
He's like 3 games behind for me now, right?
No, he's only 1 now.
What?
He was ahead. He was doing pretty good.
Oh fuck! So I was behind by a bit.
Yeah. So knock on wood, but this might be our shortest pick video yet because it's just me and Preston, but we'll see how it goes. All right. So the first game we have is tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. We got the Los Angeles Rams going in town to play the Seattle Seahawks. Los Angeles coming off of a really, really bad loss to the Buccaneers. They gave up 54 points, lost by 14. Jared Goff threw like 500 yards, but he looked terrible. Just overall, I said it last week. LA is taking a step back this year, and they sure are because I honestly do not think that Tampa Bay is really that good of a team. I know they've had 2 big wins now, but they lost to the Giants, so I don't really. I don't know. I still feel like it's early, so there's still teams trying to figure out each other. But as of right now, the Rams are not the team in the NFC is the team to beat in the NFC. So I think a lot of teams got exposed this week. So maybe it was just one of those weeks. But Seattle, on the other hand, is coming off of a blowout win against the 27-10 victory over the Cardinals. Kyler Murray did not look good, especially in his home turf, and still hasn't got his first win. So, Preston, who do you have this game? Who is more likely? All right, Seattle, coming off a big win, and LA, are they going to bounce back, or is Seattle going to take it at home?
Yeah, that's a good question. Definitely division rivalry. Seattle at home. Seattle's actually the favorites in this game by 1.5 points. I think the Rams will bounce back, but it's going to be tough against the Seahawks team. It's definitely going to be a good Thursday night game, which I'm happy about. I think we need to give credit to Bruce Arians, though. I think Bruce Arians has done like a fantastic job, and I think the Buccaneers are just going to continue to get better as this year goes on. Honestly,
yeah,
they're still fine tuning some things, but God, man, oh man, has gotten Jameis to play well. Anyways, Cardinals are stupid for letting them go. I'm gonna have to bet, and I'm gonna have to pick the Seahawks on this one. I definitely think the Rams will bounce back, but I still think Seattle is the better team, especially with the addition of Jadeveon Clowney. I don't think they have the better defense by any means, but that definitely helps them out. But I'm definitely gonna take Russell Wilson over Jared Goff. So I'm gonna take Seattle 24-23.
Yeah, this is a close game, regardless. And first of all, I'm surprised those words would ever even come out of your mouth saying Jameis Winston's playing good because we don't normally get to say that. But yeah, Bruce Arians has done a really good job down in there in Tampa Bay. But yeah, as far as this game, Seattle 1.5 point favorite. I think it's going to be close regardless. I think, like you said, I think the Rams will bounce back and make it a game. I don't know. I feel like right now it's kind of hard to pick the Rams to win this game. You know, short week, going into hostile territory in Seattle, which is tough to win games in there. And Russell Wilson normally comes out and puts on a show at home. So I don't know. I'm 1-3 in Thursday night football games this year, so it's not going very well. It 0-1 the past 3 weeks, and it's just like, oh, this week, it just tells me that the week's gonna be rough. So hopefully, I can get some momentum going here and get a win on Thursday night. So I'm gonna go ahead and take. I mean, even though Seattle's a favorite, I still feel like this game is a risk. You know, Rams swept them last year, but it was a competitive series. I feel like they'll split a game this year, assuming the Rams pick it up. And yeah, I'm gonna say that the Seattle Seahawks win. I'm gonna say it's it's a pretty solid Thursday night game. I think it'll deliver kind of like how the Thursday night football game last week delivered. I think it'll be a little bit higher scoring than you said. You had it 24-23. I'll push it a little higher. I'll say 28-26, and Seattle gets the dub. So yeah. All right. Next game we have the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore is a 3.5-point favorite. Pittsburgh just came off of a blowout win on Monday Night Football in the 8th game of the week to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. It was oh my God, that game was terrible. They just killed them pretty much. And yeah, it was. I mean, the Steelers got their first win. Ravens, on the other hand, just dude, they completely shit the bed against the Browns this past week. You know, after losing a tough one against Kansas City on the road, I thought that was going to be an easy game for them, and I thought Cleveland was just in a bad spot, and the Ravens just couldn't stop the run to save their life. Nick Chubb ran all over their defense, and Baker Mayfield actually looked like a decent quarterback this week. But still, he still has a lot of work to do because a lot of people were like, oh yeah, you'll see Baker this week. Come on, guys, it was all Nick Chubb this past week. The Ravens defense, for how they took a really big step down this year as well. But I didn't think it would be that much of a concern. And the Ravens aren't really a team that like to play from behind. So I think that the Browns just got the best of them. So they're going into town, and they're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Very, very tough game. This is tough, man.
You don't have time to think on it like when we're with everybody else.
Yeah. This is a tough game, man.
It's a tough game, man.
It's a very tough one.
A tough game, man.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think they're more likely to bounce back. I know the Steelers just came off of a really big win against the Bengals, but come on, guys, it's the Bengals. And I don't know. I know I get it. The Ravens defense is not playing really good as they should be. They're always considered a league defense, and I know, Lamar Jackson got a little taste these past 2 weeks, but I think they're more likely to bounce back in this situation. It's a division rival. I know it's on the road. It's in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a tough game. They always have competitive series, and the Steelers always they always split a game with them, but they always get the little bit best of them throughout the whole series, I think. But this time they don't have Antonio Brown, and this time they don't have Le'Veon Bell. So it's a different Steelers team, and it's a different Ravens team. I don't know. I feel like Lamar Jackson's going to come out Sunday morning, and he's going to be slinging. So I think I like the Ravens bouncing back in this situation. I know they shit the bed this past week, but the Steelers, they're 1-3, and they just blew out the Bengals. I'm not really impressed. I like what they're doing with Mason Rudolph. He's playing, he's not playing amazing, but he's playing well enough. Look for Juju's kind of quiet, but Deontay Johnson has been going off. So I think this game will be a firework type game in Pittsburgh for 12 o'clock. So I'm going to say that the Ravens bounce back and they win a high scoring game, 30-27. Who do you got, Preston? This is a risk, by the way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely think the Steelers could potentially win this game. I think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, especially with how they started the season. I think Mike Tomlin definitely made some good adjustments last week, and it paid off against the Bengals. And it is the Bengals. But I definitely think the Ravens are going to have a bounce-back game. Like you said, their defense isn't playing up to expectations, but I think Harbaugh will make adjustments. especially to try and shut down Mason Rudolph and what's his name? James Conner. So I've got the Raiders win one as well. I think it will be a high-scoring game. I'm going to say 28 to 24.
Awesome. So they would cover the spread because Baltimore is a 3.5-point favorite. All right. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears going on the road to play the Oakland Raiders. Chicago coming off of a pretty much dominant defensive performance against the Vikings. And Trubisky's out. They already ruled him out this week. So it's Chase Daniels getting the start against going on the road to play the Oakland Raiders, who came off of a big win against the Colts. I know we were skeptical about that game, and we picked the Colts, and it kind of bit us in the butt there. Raiders looked pretty decent against the Colts on the road, which I was very impressed with. But Chicago seems like it's picking it back up. So, Preston, another hard game. Who do you have?
Definitely another tough game. And kind of upset about Trubisky, but not really. Really, he was playing not very good. The Bears, man, oh man, Trubisky played like how he played against the Eagles. Was it the Eagles or the Redskins?
Right.
On a consistent basis, they'd win the Super Bowl this year, 100%. But that's not the case, and he's out. The Raiders definitely coming off a good win against the Colts, and it did bite us in the butt. We both said that the Raiders could potentially win this game.
Yeah.
Especially with the Colts having the injury that they did. But the Bears have shown again that their defense is so elite it will literally win them games. So I don't think the Raiders are going to have the type of performance that they did against the Colts. It's a big win, but the Colts were missing a lot of their key players defensively. So I got the Bears winning this one, similar to like last week. Or I say 20 to 6.
20 to 6. You got the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an interesting game. If it was in Chicago, I think this would be a no-brainer that Chicago gets an easy dub. The fact that it's Oakland, I don't really like this game that much. It's really, really hard to pick. But the return of Khalil Mack to Oakland, and that's exactly why I'm picking the Bears. I have Khalil Mack feasting on this offensive line, getting a couple sacks, strip sack on Derek Carr. He's going to come up big. This is going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say that the Bears win 17-13. I think it's going to be a close, low-scoring game, but overall, Preston, you said it pretty much. You summed it up. The Bears have showed time in and time out that their defense can win them games. Chase Daniels doesn't have to play outstanding. And, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't trust the Raiders being able to score a lot of points on their defense, even being at home, if you even want to call the Raiders a home territory. But, yeah, so I'm going to say Chicago wins 17-13, low-scoring, boring game, defensive game. And Chicago is a 5-point favorite, so 14, 15, 16, 7. So I cover the spread. You cover the spread, yeah. Or just under the spread, actually. All right, next game. We have the Arizona Cardinals at Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, Preston.
Yeah, this is definitely the AIDS game of the week, baby.
Oh.
Yes.
Man, all right. So we already have the AIDS game of the week, and it's only 12 o'clock on Sunday. So,
not a Monday night.
What's that?
Not a Monday night game.
Not a Monday night game. After 3 weeks in a row, they finally ended the curse. Thank goodness. Jeez. I mean, and the Monday night game this week is kind of but we'll get to that when we get there. So Arizona Cardinals at Cincinnati Bengals. AIDS game of the week. This is it, baby. This is it. Kyler Murray gets his first win this week. I'm calling it. I promise you. I swear, bro. If Kyler Murray loses this game, I will never pick the Cardinals ever again this week, unless it's like against the freaking Dolphins or something. Like, I'm being serious. Kyler, this is your chance to get your first win. This is the perfect game to do it. Andy Dalton, yeah, he's putting up numbers, but at the end of the day, they suck. Joe Mixon can't run the ball. Their defense is terrible. The Bengals are one of the worst teams in the league. You guys are too, but I feel like you can do enough. You've shown flaws. You can throw a lot of yards. I think you're going to have a field day against the Cincinnati Bengals, even on the road. Come on, Kyler. Don't let me down. Get your first win. Cincinnati's a 3.5. I'm going to say Arizona wins 21-17. to 17.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Eric, on this one.
Oh.
I think the Bengals are going to get the dub at home. Here's why. The Bengals haven't really played granted, they've played bad, but they haven't played as bad as what the Cardinals have played, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Especially offensively. Last week, divisional game, Mike Tomlin just straight shut them down. This week, it's going to be a different story. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to stop Tyler Boyd and John Ross. And I think it's Cincinnati. So I'm going to pick them to win this one. Tyler will make some big plays, and I think there will definitely be some highlights, but they're going to lose in a close one game, a close one again, 27-4.
All right. Oh, it could very well happen, and I'll be very sad. But I'm pulling for you, Kyler. Don't let me down, man. Next game, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars going on the road to play the Carolina Panthers. Carolina's a 3.5-point favorite. Preston, who do you got?
Dude, I'm torn on this. So here's the thing. Carolina got 2 big wins the past 2 weeks. Kyle
Allen?
Yeah, Kyle Allen's been playing well, but also Minshew. It's hard not to Gardner Minshew. I picked against him this week. I'm sorry. Broncos were definitely going to win that game, and honestly, they should have. But Minshew magic. Do I hop on the hype train, or do I pick against them and possibly suffer again this week?
Oh.
It's a tough pick. I'm going to have to pick Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh.
Panthers. I'm saying they're going to win 24-20.
24-20?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Preston, this is where I disagree with you. I have the Carolina Panthers winning. I know I've been on that Minshew magic hype train the past 2 weeks, but I picked against the Panthers the last 2 weeks, and it's bitten me in the butt. So their defense has been playing really well. I really like what they're doing there. Kyle Allen is playing phenomenal right now. I mean, I think that's kind of crazy to see. It's really nice to see that the Panthers are actually doing good right now. And fun fact, Preston, you've actually picked against them too the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not the only one either. But, yeah, I don't know. You know, the Jaguars, they're solid. And I think Minshew is the future. He got a tough win on the road. But I think the Broncos should have realistically won that game, seeing the end of it. And I think, you know, just being on the road again, a tough one. I don't think they're going to be able to squeak out a win against Carolina. Carolina just got off of a big win against the Texans, and then they blew out the Cardinals. Like, the Panthers actually don't look bad right now. So I think they're going to keep it rolling at home. I have DJ Moore making some big plays in this game, and Christian McCaffrey running all over this Jaguars defense. So Leonard Fournette finally got involved against the Broncos, which is really good. So I think this is going to be a battle of running backs this game. And I like McCaffrey over Fournette any day of the week. So I'm going to say that the Carolina Panthers win by a field goal. They'll win 24-21. It's a close game, but I like Carolina in this game. So yeah. The next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings at New York Giants. New York just came off of a blowout win without Saquon against the Vikings, and it's looking like Stephon Diggs might be on his way out of Minnesota because he will actually not be playing this game. And yesterday on Twitter, he posted an emoji of the emoji face where it's just kind of like that face. So I think he's trying to get out of Minnesota. And Adam Thielen's already called out Kirk Cousins this past week for not being able to throw the ball. I mean, Kirk Cousins has looked like crap. I'm glad I picked the Bears. They put up 6 points against the Bears, and Dude, they're just terrible right now. I'm telling you, if you stop Dalvin Cook, who's been playing out of his mind, top running back in the league right now, if you stop him and you make Kirk Cousins throw, that's all you got to do. Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey.
What's that?
Facts. McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey? What about him?
Better than Dalvin Cook.
Oh, okay. Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey, the top running backs in the league. All right, I got you. So, with that being said, this game is setting up to be a terrible game for Minnesota for the second week in a row. So guess what? I'm picking Daddy Danny Jones and the New York Giants to win this game. Now, Minnesota might be this is like last week. Minnesota might be the better team, but with the situation they're in, I just don't see them winning this game. I don't know why. I think Kirk Cousins is just playing too bad right now. I know that defense of the Giants is really sus. And I know the Giants, they beat the Redskins, and the Redskins are terrible. But I don't know. I think Daniel Jones is going to have a bounce-back game. He didn't really play good this past week. And not having Saquon is risky. But, I think he's going to do just enough to get the Giants a dub over the Vikings. So I have the Giants winning, and I'm going to say 26-20. I think it'll be close. So, Preston, it's looking like you're leaning towards Minnesota.
No, not really. I didn't hear about this big news, so that's new for me.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins has been playing absolutely horrific. He missed Adam Thielen so many times this past week. I was watching the highlights today, and especially this one fade to the corner of the end zone. Thielen was wide open, and Kirk threw it a little bit too late. He didn't anticipate it, and he also threw it. He underthrew him. So I'm really concerned about the. Obviously, it's going to come down to the run game. If the Giants stop the run, if they don't stop the run, they lose. I think they're going to stop the run. But the thing is, this could be a breakout game for Kirk Cousins because the Giants arguably were secondary in the league. So I don't know. We'll see. My gut tells me to go with the safe pick and pick the Giants. So I'm going to pick the Giants. In a relatively close, low-scoring game, 17-14.
Yeah, shoot. I don't know if this is exactly upset of the week type material because just how bad the Vikings are playing. But if the Giants do win, it's considered an upset. So, hey, high risk, high reward. We'll see. All right, next game we have the New England Patriots. Oh, gosh. If their schedule didn't get any much easier, guess who they're playing this week? Another top 5 worst team in the league, the Washington Redskins, on the road. So, Preston, they are 15.5-point favorites. Will they cover the spread?
You know what? I'm going to pick the Redskins. Just kidding. Patriots are going to win. Are they going to cover the spread? Yes, they will cover the spread. Is Dwayne Haskins starting?
It's not confirmed.
This is not a good game for Dwayne Haskins. If he plays, it's inevitable that he does, though. Yeah, Patriots cover the spread 28-3.
I'll say Patriots 35-10. Even on the road, 35-10. This is going to be a cakewalk for them, easily. They'll cover the spread. Not much more to say. Hopefully Haskins gets in. Haskins played against the Giants and he threw 3 picks. But, they were down by so much. He was just throwing that shit, man.
I think Terry Bradshaw might need to stick to Case Keenum.
For now?
Haskins isn't ready.
Yeah, I thought he was ready. But obviously not. We'll see. Who cares, man?
He only played 1 year in college.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have experience.
You're right. Probably. It sucks, though. Case Keenum is so bad. If he was on any other team right now playing like this, he would get benched immediately.
I think coaching issue more than anything.
Yeah, freaking Jay Gruden's on the hot seat. I think I was hearing that Jay Gruden is possibly might get fired after another loss. So I mean, he might get fired here in the next couple weeks or so.
I think he definitely will. If they they're going to get blown out. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if he, within the next, gone.
Yeah, next few weeks he'll probably be gone for sure. Because Washington is, oh gosh, god awful. All right, next game. We have the New York Jets going on the road to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles coming off of a big win against the Packers, much needed win to stay in the NFC East, not go into full desperation mode. And good for them that the Cowboys lost. And then New York Jets coming off a bye week. Sam Darnold, I don't think he's back. I think he's still out. So Luke Falk is still starting for the New York Jets. And Philadelphia Eagles, 14.5-point favorite. I mean, come on, man. This is a pretty easy one for me. I got the Eagles 21 skunking them pretty early. I'm going to say Eagles win. Well, they still don't have Deshaun Jackson back in, but they have Alshon Jeffrey. This is an easy dub. 38-17. Eagles win. Big. Not much more to say.
I think it's going to be a low scoring blowout, so I'm going to say 20 Eagles.
20 what?
20-7.
20-7. I don't know. I feel like the Eagles are going to go in there and just have fun with them. It's a big game, so we'll see.
And for Jets Dolphins.
You're ready for Jets Dolphins? Is that what you just said?
I'm excited for the Jets and Dolphins.
That's Aiden's game of the century right there.
Of the season. They played twice this year.
Yeah, oh gosh.
It means one of them isn't going to go 0-16.
Yeah, that's true. One of them is not going to go 0-16.
They might split.
Yeah. All right. So, next game. We have the Tampa Bay. We're rolling right now. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at New Orleans Saints. New Orleans is a 3.5-point favorite. Tampa Bay coming off of a big win against the LA Rams. And the Saints coming off of a wonderful defensive performance against the Cowboys. All right, Saints fans, you know what? I'm gonna humble myself a little bit. Good job. You guys played really well against us. I was super impressed. I was expecting. I knew it was gonna be a tough game, but I thought Dallas would do enough, and I thought they would look better offensively to get the dub. And I had them winning by 4. Unfortunately, they lost by 2. It was similar to last year, low scoring affair. You guys got the better of us this year in the Dome. So congratulations to you. Hopefully we'll see you guys again in the playoffs. That's all I got to say. All right. So now you guys are looking really good without Teddy. Tampa Bay's coming in town, and I know this might seem like a trap game for the Saints, but I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win a close division game. I think a lot of people are actually going to be picking Tampa Bay this week, especially after how they looked last week. But hey, think about it. The Cowboys offensively were rolling, and the Saints at home just completely shut them down and made them look like a freaking Scott Linehan terrible play calling offense from last season. So I trust the Saints defense. I trust the Superdome. I know Teddy Bridgewater isn't playing that well, but he doesn't have to play that well. I think them, mixing in the run game with Alvin Kamara, Saints are still contenders. They're still a force to be reckoned with. This is not a good game for Jameis Winston, if you ask me. I feel like he's going to throw a lot of interceptions this game. Tampa Bay and New Orleans always have a pretty heated rivalry. And Tampa Bay normally always gets the best of them in at least one game. But not in New Orleans, not in the Superdome, not with the running game. I think they make enough plays in the end, and the Saints win. I think this game is going to be a lower scoring one. I'm going to say Saints win 24-20.
Yeah, ditto on everything you said, man. Part of me wants to pick the Buccaneers just because of the way Bruce Arians around. But then again, you're playing against the Saints in the Superdome. I don't know. Will Jameis Winston or will Teddy Bridgewater be able to put on points board for the Saints against this Tampa Bay offense, which has been rolling? I don't know. I guess, but like you said, you trust the Saints, you trust the Superdome, and I do too. I think it'd be too much of a risk to take this week, so I'm going to take the safe pick and take the Saints because I've already taken picks. So Saints are going to win this game 20-7.
2017?
Yes.
Yep, and that would be 3 point, and they are 3.5 point favorites. Yeah, 3.5. So they'd be just under the spread. So yeah, man, I mean, I think you said it well. I think if this game turns into a shootout, though, Tampa Bay would get the best of them.
Yes.
No doubt about it, especially without Drew Brees. All right, next game. We have the Atlanta Falcons going on the road to play the Houston Texans. Falcons have looked god-awful. Matt Ryan literally has no help right now, and he's playing like crap. Houston Texans coming off of a tough loss against Carolina, which they didn't really look good. So, Preston, who do you have in this? Wait. Yeah, who do you have in this game?
Okay, first, Matt Ryan help. Dude has Julio Jones. And don't even give me that crap. What? Who's the running back again? Oh yeah, Devontae Freeman. Granted, their offense is doing great, but that man has help.
I'm talking about the offensive line.
The offensive line, okay, maybe, but there's other teams in the league that have worse lines.
No doubt about it.
Matt Ryan is god awful, not living up to it at all. And I think the Texans are just going to give him fits. J.J. Watt is going to be too much to handle. And although Houston hasn't been playing consistently well, they've been disappointing in the past 2 weeks. I think they're still going to get the dub in a relatively low-scoring game, 17-10.
Yeah, how could you not pick Houston in this game? They're only a 5-point favorite. I think they cover it pretty significantly. 28-17. Houston's gonna bounce back. Atlanta, they give me no signs of me picking them at all. I picked them last week against the Titans. They look terrible, and the Titans are not a good team. So yeah, I mean, and now they're going on the road. Now they're staying on the road to play the Houston Texans. Yeah, this is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a big game for Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins. I think they're going to be rolling 28-17, pretty easy dub. So, yeah, that's all I got. All right, next game we have the Buffalo Bills at Tennessee Titans. Do you know if Josh Allen's playing?
Good question. I have no idea.
This is, I hope he is. So, first off, while you're checking that, let me go ahead and say the Buffalo Bills should have beat the New England Patriots this past week. They had so many chances to win that game. For even how bad that they played in the first half, Josh Allen threw like 2 picks in the first half, and they were just bad throws. And New England's defense was playing out of their mind. They had a blocked punt for a touchdown. They had a pick. Like, Tom Brady played absolutely terrible this past week, and the Patriots barely held on. But you know, they won that game off of a couple penalties and Matt Barkley being in the game. Frank Gore was able to – I was impressed. He was able to mix in the run game. They don't even have Singletary, right now at 100%. So, the Bills are scary, man. They're proving that they're a team to be reckoned with. Their defense is really nice. The coaching is solid up there in Buffalo. They almost beat the Patriots. I knew it was going to be a close game. But if Josh Allen didn't get hurt – they would have won that game, which is crazy to believe that they would be on top of the AFC East if they had won that game. So, New England got away with that one. They come off their loss. You know what? Is Josh Allen playing?
He's questionable. Wait, he's in the concussion protocol.
Okay.
So probably not. It depends.
I still have the Bills. I still have the Bills winning this game. Tennessee is one of those teams that it's a hit or miss. they're either going to play really good or really bad. Derrick Henry, he's done his thing. He always does. But Marcus Mariota, we've talked about it week in and week out. He's just not the answer for the Tennessee Titans at this point. He has a really good, solid offensive weapons and threats, but he doesn't utilize them very well. Corey Davis finally got involved this past week. They're at home, but I don't know. I like the Bills' defense. I think they'll be able to game plan very well, even without Josh Allen. They'll be able to shut down the Tennessee Titans, and I think they'll mix in the running game more often than usual this game. And I just think it's going to be a big win for them. So I have Buffalo in a low-scoring game. Let's go 16-10.
I agree with you, Eric. Buffalo's defense is too elite. Similar to the Bears. No matter who's playing quarterback, they're going to be in the game. I think Mariota, a couple of picks, or there's just going to be a couple of overs. And I think it's going to be for them to over. As long as Matt Barkley doesn't throw the game and plays, the Bills will win this game. He just needs to be a good manager, run the ball, going for him, and they definitely win the game. So, yeah, Bills, a close one, 16-4.
Yeah, I mean, mix in the RPOs. This is the perfect type of game to do that with. You know what I mean? So, if you do that, you can win this game pretty easily. The Tennessee Titans are not that scary, in my opinion. All right, next game, we have the Denver Broncos at Los Angeles Chargers. Preston, Chargers, they finally looked good for 1 week, but it was against the Dolphins. So, now...
Did they look good, though?
Okay, they didn't look amazing, but, when you're playing the Dolphins, you can look good anyways, any shape or form, at some way. So Melvin Gordon suited out, but I don't know. I think he's going to get a little bit more of a workload this week because he didn't play at all this past week. I think he's going to play a little bit this week, right?
Yeah, he's going to play.
All right, yeah, but Austin Eckler's been going off. Who do you have this game?
Man, I definitely could see the Chargers lose the game and the Broncos win the game, especially if it was at my eye. The Broncos, they've just been losing close games, and it's just a matter of time before they get things clicking and they start winning some close games. And the Chargers are the type of team, they like to keep teams around and play to their competition. So they're going to win a close one, 27-24. Chargers win.
Yeah, so I feel bad for the Denver Broncos. They're in every single game, but they just can't get it done. Blew it against Jacksonville. Blew it against the Bears. They should have won that game. You can tell Von Miller's just really upset. You just got to feel for the guy. And now he just lost his other half on the other side, pass rusher. Bradley Chubb tore his ACL. Hate to see that happen to anybody. Yeah. So... And Joe Flacco's just overall not playing well because he's just, at this point of his career, is just too old and he can't do anything. Chargers, but like you said, the Chargers have not looked good and they've been winning close ones. So I think they're going to win another close one. The Broncos always seem to be staying in the game. And I honestly, with how pissed off Von Miller has to be at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in there and goes off and the Broncos sneak out a close one on the road. But I think the Chargers will do enough to win. Keenan Allen's going to be too much. The Broncos' defense overall just isn't as scary as they used to be. It used to be, the Broncos, their defense. But now it's just it's just the Broncos, you know what I mean? So
now it's just,
what's that?
Now it's just Von.
Yeah, now it's literally just Von Miller and Chris Harris. So, yeah, I'm going to say the Chargers win a close division game. Nothing special, 20-17. Next game we have. Oh yeah, and also the Chargers are a 6.5 point favorite, but I have them by 3. Next game, America's Game of the Week. We have the Green Bay Packers going on the road to play the boys, the Dallas Cowboys. Both these teams, you could say that they got exposed this past week. Me personally thinks the Packers got more exposed. especially defensively. So Preston, you can start this game off because I always start off last with these Cowboys games.
Oh man, here we go.
Who's gonna bounce back now? This could be a good game.
Let me look this up. Wait, who did the Packers last week?
The Packers lost to Philly on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, the Packers get exposed. And Aaron Rodgers, that unfortunate pick at the end of the game, wasn't really his fault, but that was a similar scenario to kind of what happened to Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, terrible play calling.
All right. This is a tough one. Our Cowboys are at home. So they're looking to have both teams looking to have a battle. And Dallas, honestly, yeah, they're favored 3.5 points. Definitely game of the week, toughest pick. But my gut me to go with Cowboys. I think if they establish the run deep and control it and don't let it be a shoot, they could get into a shootout if they really open things up with Dak, especially with the way he's been playing. But if they can control the game, keep Aaron Rodgers off the field, don't let him get hot, then they could definitely win this game. So I think the Cowboys are going to win 24-20. Zeke's going to have at least one touchdown. Dak's going to have it, especially against the secondary, which definitely improved from over the years, but still has weaknesses, and I think they'll be able to figure out Eagles were able to open them up. And the Packers, I think Aaron Rodgers, something's going against Cowboys defense, but the Cowboys linebacking core is going to be too much. They're not going to be able to get the run going, so it's really going to come down to how Aaron Rodgers plays, and he hasn't been playing the way Aaron Rodgers normally is able to take over games like that.
So you have a 24-20 Cowboys?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have this a more higher scoring game. So with the Packers, I said I was talking to Preston about this. I think they got a little bit exposed defensively because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, like Aaron Rodgers has a defense now. The Packers are really scary," which they still very well can be. Don't get me wrong, but I just think the Packers got more exposed than the Cowboys. The Cowboys being in the situation that they were in, tough game on the road. Against a really good defense, a team that they barely beat last season, and they lost a close one, and they had a bad offensive game. It happens. The Packers, on the other hand, had literally all the pieces to win that game against Philly. It turned into a shootout, and they just got outplayed, really. I mean, they had a chance to win that game, and they kind of blew it. They were inside the goal line, and they ran the ball 3 times, or they threw the ball 3 times, one of them being a pick. So Aaron Rodgers had he's been playing like this every single week. He'll have he'll have 2 touchdowns in the first half, and then he won't do anything for the rest of the game. So this game, I think if it turns into a shootout, I honestly think I think it favors the Cowboys because I think the Cowboys have a slightly better offense right now. I think Dak Prescott, obviously, he's nowhere near the level of Aaron Rodgers, but this year so far, he's been playing better than Aaron Rodgers. He's in a better offense, better system. I think the Cowboys are due to bounce back more, especially coming off of a tough loss like that. I think the Packers got exposed, and the reason that Philly was having so much success on them was because they were able to mix in the run game. The Eagles hadn't had a 100-yard rusher since 2015 or something like that, ever since Doug Peterson's been in the system. And Jordan Howard went in there and ran all over them pretty easily. So it gets me excited for Zeke to have a pretty big game this week. I think he's going to be able to mix in the run game, which will set up Dak and Amari Cooper for the pass. If this turns into a shootout, I like the favorite of the Cowboys. I think it will turn into a shootout, so I'm going to take the Cowboys. High-scoring game, 35-31. I don't think any of these teams will have problems scoring on each other. But I just think overall, Cowboys are just a little bit better than the Packers. And yeah, man, Aaron Rodgers always owns the Cowboys. But I think this is a different Cowboys team. And I think they'll get the better of him this week. But we'll see. It should be a really good game. The only thing I am not looking forward to in this game is the commentary of Troy Buck. You gotta hate him. And yes, I said Troy Buck because it's.
Is his first name Troy?
Huh?
His first name Joe Buck.
Yeah, I mixed their names together because they're the cringe duo. I call him Troy Buck. Yeah, I hate them. They're so this game. They're literally gonna talk about how amazing Aaron Rodgers is and how overrated Dallas is. I guarantee it. They will do that all game, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to mute my TV. So, yeah, Cowboys 35-31. All right, next
Joe Buck
game.
needs to stick to baseball.
What'd you say?
Joe Buck needs to stick to baseball.
Oh shoot! It's the playoffs. That means Joe Buck might not be there this week. Yes. I forgot. There's always that span in October where Joe Buck is always gone for a couple weeks. And that other dude comes in. I forgot his name. That other dude comes in with Troy Aikman. Oh, shoot. I forgot his name. He kind of sounds like Joe Buck in a way, but he's not as bad. And Joe Buck goes to baseball. So hopefully we don't have the Troy Buck duo this week. But even then, Aikman is still dumb. And he was a Cowboy himself. So anyways, next game. What's that?
Aidsman,
exactly. All right, yeah, Cowboys 35-31. Next game, Sunday Night Football, Indianapolis Colts at Kansas City Chiefs. Colts coming off of a tough loss against the Raiders. Kind of let me down there. Kansas City Chiefs snuck out a really close one against the Lions. The Lions have looked good, man. They almost beat the Chiefs. It was a trap game, and the Chiefs pulled through in the end. So, in this game, I'm taking the Chiefs. I think this one, honestly, is actually pretty easy, if I'm being honest. Going back home, Patrick Mahomes is going to keep it rolling. He didn't throw any touchdowns or picks this past week, but he did throw over 300 yards, and he's still dominating the league in passing right now. Still the front runner for MVP. I can't pick the Chiefs, especially in Arrowhead. Sunday Night Football, the crowd, it's going to be loud in Missouri and Kansas City. Yeah. This is going to be another ugly one for the Colts. I think they'll drop another one. Unfortunately, Chiefs are 11.5-point favorite. I'll say they win by 10. I think the Colts will cover the spread, make it pretty competitive. But overall, I have the Chiefs winning 30-20. Patrick Mahomes will have a good game again, and it's just going to be too much for this Colts defense, who still have key players out, keep in mind. So, I think with the ability to run the ball with Marlon Mack, we'll keep him in the game for as long as possible. And Jacoby Brissett will throw a pair or two. But overall, Kansas City, too much firepower on that offense, too much firepower on the team. And yeah, 30-20, Kansas City.
Yeah, I agree with you, Eric. Kansas City's just too good. You have to be on crack to pick against the Chiefs, unless they're going up the Patriots as of right. So yeah, I definitely have the Chiefs in this game as well. My score is going to be 35-24.
Big win. All right, Monday Night Football, a game that's I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it's really good. 49ers, 3-0 undefeated team. One of the only 3 undefeated teams left remaining. They're playing the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns going on the road after a dominant win against the Ravens, who Cleveland actually looked like the Cleveland we all thought we were going to see this year. So, Preston, 49ers are 3.5-point favorites. They're coming off a bye. Is that bye going to bite them in the butt? Or is it going to be very well needed and they're going to win? Who do you got?
Coming off of a bye. Let's see. Yeah. 49ers, Browns. My goodness. I don't know. Could the Browns give the 49ers their first loss of the season? I don't know. The 49ers played anybody. 49ers, 3.5-point favorites. 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 49ers, 3. Baker's confidence is going to be up. We'll see what happens. So I got 49, 24-21.
You have the 49ers?
Yes.
I agree. I think the 49ers are going to keep it rolling for at least another week. I don't know who they play next week. I'm just saying, when I say they're going to keep it rolling for another week, I mean they're going to stay undefeated for another week. So whether they play, I mean, they could play fucking Minnesota or Miami next week, for all I know. I'm just saying, I think they're going to keep it rolling for another week. Yeah, coming off a bye, San Francisco, they haven't played too many good teams, I guess, but I mean, they're still looking really good defensively. So, I mean, Jimmy G's doing enough. The offense isn't looking bad. The run game has been pretty decent. Just overall, the 49ers have been a really solid, underrated team. I think they're going to be too much for the Cleveland Browns. I know Cleveland is riding high after that win against Baltimore, but I think they're going to get smacked in the mouth a little bit. This game isn't going to be anything special. I don't think Monday Night Football. Maybe I'll tune in a little bit, but it's not going to be a game I'm really looking forward to. I'll say 49ers get a dub. We'll go 27-20. They'll win by a touchdown. So, yeah. And I think who's on the bye this week? Lions and who else? I don't think the Lions have a game this week. Let's see. Lions and Dolphins. Okay, cool. So, next week, we get... Guess what we get next week, Preston?
What?
We get Miami versus Washington. So, if Washington most likely is going to lose to New England, so someone's going to get their first win next week. We'll see who it is. All right, guys. That's going to do it. Pretty short picks this week. We got it done, just the two of us. Obviously, everybody else just they send their picks through text, so we'll still get them down and their games and stuff. Makes my job a lot easier to write them down. So this was fun, just like old times. Me and Preston going at it with picks. Kind of changed some things up. There's a little bit of risk. I'm not too sure about Rams and Seahawks, obviously. Not sure. Bills and Titans, Ravens and Steelers, Bears and Raiders, Vikings Giants, Buccaneers Saints, Cardinals Bengals, Jaguars Panthers. I mean, there's a lot of games this week where I'm just like, it could really go either way. So hopefully, in our favor, it has a good week. And yeah, but I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out on the Cowboys and Packers game this week. So that'll be a good one. All right, Preston, you got anything else to say before we head out?
No. Excited for this weekend.
All right. We will see you guys next week. Peace out.